14 quick mate in two puzzles, white to move, 30 seconds each. I'll guide you through the solution afterwards. Starting with puzzle 727 from the Laszlo Polgar chessbook. Here's the move. We've got the rook lined up and our rook's restricting the king. The bishop's in the way, the queen's in the way. We're going to try and get rid of both of these too. We start by sacrificing the queen here, giving the check. King's got two options. Either the queen takes, and then we can come in and do our double check tactic. Literally, you only need to calculate where the king can move. In this case, it can't move anywhere. But let's go back because the king can also go down, where we can deliver our dovetail checkmate. Rook supporting the queen, because it looks like a dove's tail. Puzzle 728. The solution, queen b1 check. It's defended by the knight, so the king cannot take, the knight has to take. And then we can uncover our rook is x-ray attacking the king. We can deliver our double check tactic. This is important because otherwise the knight could block, only king moves are valid, and he can't get out of it. 729. Key concept, we sacrifice the queen, forcing the king to take. That's called a decoy sacrifice. Now we can deliver the double check tactic. At the same time, we are defending the rook. 730. Look closely, we play queen d5 here, forcing the rook to take, which we can then take with the pawn for checkmate. An important detail is that this move does not work because if the rook or the bishop take, let's say the rook takes, when we take with the pawn, it's defended twice on that square, so they can then take it with the bishop. We have not achieved our objective of mate in 2. 731. Notice this, all of our pieces are in dark squares except the queen. With that in mind, we force the king to take our queen, so we can follow up with the knight check, using all the other pieces to help restrict the king. 732. Critical moment. We play queen to d8 here. King must take. We slide over with the rook for our Vukovic style checkmate with the pawn support. 733. The tactic, we sacrifice our queen, forcing the king to take to follow up with our rook along the back rank. 734. Check this one out. The queen is stopping us from checkmating. So we need to deflect it with the queen sacrifice. After the queen takes, we've removed the defender of this square so our rooks can come in to finish him off. 735. Almost there. Main idea is we promote to queen, stopping the king's escape while giving a check, forcing the knight to take, allowing our bishop to snipe up this way. 736. Promoting to queen here, so the king takes. We've led him into a simple queen and helper's mate. 737. Watch carefully. We have a Bowden's mate theme here with the bishops. Problem is this checkmate defender. We need to remove the defender ahead of time. We do that by sacrificing the queen. After the rook takes, we've cleared the path so the bishop can come in. 738. Just 2 to go. Here's the trick. We sacrifice our queen here. They have 2 options. If the king takes, we can come in the back here with the rook. Their pieces are helping us checkmate with the knight support. An alternative, if the rook takes, we can come in with the knight. The king's being smothered by all of its own pieces, and the rook helping down here as well. 739. It's all about these two knights defending each other in front of the king. You might want to take with this one first, but it doesn't work because after they block, we're not getting mate in 2. This rook's doing a good job defending the bishop. We need to pre-move the knight's defense by removing it with the queen. Noticing that we're not getting back rank mated down here, that's very important detail. We can only do this because there's no checks on us. They have a couple of options here. If they play bishop takes, for example, we can finish them off with the rook. There's not anything they can really do to stop this. If they take with the queen, we can still take with the rook. 740, challenging. Important detail is actually that this is a bit of a zugzwang position. It's just kind of hard to notice, but all these pawns are being stopped by the rook. This is being stopped here. This is being stopped here. So only the queen and the king have moves. This is the key idea and why this is such a difficult puzzle. Only when you notice these details, you can come up with the solution queen to b4. If the bishop takes, we remove the piece that was interfering with the vision of our rook. And that was the problem, is we couldn't play our knight here before. Now we can, because the knight stops the king escaping and the rook stops all of its retreat. Another try, queen here, but that blocks the king's escape, so then the queen can come down the bottom. So you might try just randomly moving the queen, but this is the beautiful thing about this puzzle, is they can't put their queen there because we can take it with ours and we're slicing through this way. The knight's restricting the only other runaway square. The last failed attempt, king to e3. Our knight hops in, giving the checkmate while taking away where the king came from, restricted over here, here, and here. Hope you enjoyed these puzzles. Subscribe to keep your tactical skills razor sharp.